Hi, Kimmy Grills here, and this is my very first makeup tutorial. I'm getting ready to go out for dinner tonight, so I'm going to do a really basic face and just show you some of my blending tips for foundation and an easy eye. So don't mind the music in the background, I always get ready with music, so I'll get started. So first step, always prime. It just sets a really good base for your foundation, makes it go on nicer too. So for some reason I always start on my chin and just kind of work my way up. Make sure that I've completely covered everything on my face, my nose. Hello little mate. So that's that done. If you do happen to be using the Arbonne primer, which is what I'm using today, just give it a minute or so just to set. So while I'm waiting for that to set, I'm just going to show you the next step and the products that are involved. So I generally always keep 2 foundations in my personal makeup kit, purely because I'm lighter in winter and darker in summer. However, if I am going out for a special occasion, I like to mix the 2 and put them on my face in highlighting and contouring areas. So it just helps to give my face a little bit more shape, give my cheeks a little bit more definition. So I'll start with the lighter colour, which at the moment I'm using Buff, which I wouldn't usually use something so light. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I wouldn't usually use something so light if I was using it by itself, but because I'm wanting to highlight and contour, I'm going to use it. So the lighter colour I'll always put where the sun will hit. So I just use that and dab that around on the areas that I want to focus on. So I want to make my cheekbones lighter. I want to give my nose and my forehead a little bit more shape. And just some on my chin there. I'm also going to just pop some on the top of my jawline, so not underneath here, but actually on the top, so you can almost see where the shadow hits here and then the light hits there again, just sitting on the top of my jawline. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my highlighting foundations on my face, and I've now got a darker colour which is golden beige, which at the moment, because it's summer, this is what, if I was not doing so much contouring, I would use this over my whole face. But because I'm doing contouring, I'm going to dot it in the areas where would be a natural shadow. So I'm dotting that along my jawline as well. So that's the one thing that you always want to make sure that you do, is so that you don't have any tied lines, which is not nice. So I'm also going to give my nose a little bit more shape. So I'm just going to pop that darker colour down either side of my nose as well. And then just above the outer corners of my eyebrows. And then up along my hairline, really lightly. Cool, so I think that's probably it. Now I'm just going to blend all of that out. So I'm using the Arbonne mineral brush to do that. I was a bit unsure about this brush at first because the bristles are so short and sort of stubby, like it's a stubby kind of brush, but I really like it now. I've gotten used to it and it's really soft and it blends beautifully. So I usually start by blending the lighter colour first, just so that you're not blending the 2 colours together too much, because they could end up muddy, which you don't want that look on your face. So if I'm getting in really close around my eyes, I'll always try and sort of dot the or pat the foundation on with the brush, just so that I'm not pulling at my eyes. And I'm just gonna work my way around and blend all over, blend it all in. I usually just use some foundation, like whatever product is on the brush, just to form a base for my eyes. I don't always conceal on my eyes, and especially since I've been using a new skincare range. I've been using the Arbonne RE9 anti-aging range, and since I've been using that eye cream, I've been finding that I haven't had to use as much concealer under my eyes because it's really lightened up those dark areas. So now you can see I've blended the light foundation in, and now I'm just going to go ahead and blend that dark one in as well. So it's just going to give that contour look, which is really nice. So I don't really, I guess you could say I don't really work to too much of a strict kind of blending regime. I just make sure that it's all evenly blended. I haven't done the top yet, but all evenly blended, and there's no lines anywhere. I don't want lines. So as you can see how it's lighter in the middle and here and under my eyes. I haven't blended this bit yet, but it's lighter here, so it gives my face some more definition. You can see how it gives my cheekbones a little bit more definition as well. So that's just done with foundation. It's not, I haven't used concealer or anything. You can use concealer if you want to, but I find concealer sometimes, especially by the end of the night, can be a little heavy. So I like to just use the two different coloured foundations. So we're getting there. And I think we're done. I've got a couple of blemishes at the moment, which I'm human, it happens, but this foundation covers them up quite well. Obviously because of the light you can still see that there's a bit of a mark there, but without too much light on it you can't see it. But I am just going to pop a tiny little bit of concealer on there and then just blend that out. So as you can see, I've got a nice contour line here and nice highlighting underneath my eyes and on my forehead and down my nose. So then the next step is going to just be to set that with a little, because my foundation is quite dark, I actually have just been using, I wouldn't usually, but I've just been using a translucent powder just to set those light areas. Which is really not, it's nice and light, it's not cakey or anything. And it just helps to set that foundation so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to use, it's part of the Arbonne 35th anniversary range, and it's just like a matte contour. It's called For the Sun of It, and it's basically like an illuminating bronzer, but it doesn't have any shimmer in it, so it's really nice to use. Just under the cheekbones there to create a really pretty contour. So basically I'm just following that line, almost drawing a circle as if I would be drawing a circle around my cheekbone here, but I'm not actually going on the cheekbone. And it does come with a cute little kabuki brush, like this little one, which is awesome, but I prefer for myself, just for this look, because I don't want it to be too overly defined because I'm only going out for dinner, just so it's nice and soft and gentle. And then you want to make sure that you blend it really nicely. And then I'm just going to put a little bit under my jawline, just gives me a little bit more definition. And quite often, if you do spend some time in the sun, you don't get dark under here, obviously, because the sun doesn't hit there, because you're not sunbaking like this. So I usually just put a little bit under my jawline there. And just also a little tip, if you are using any product, I guess, that you're putting on your face, just so that you don't get a line of where you're putting the brush, put it in the product, and then I actually just kind of roll my brush on the lid or the mirror or whatever that's in the top, just to spread that product through the bristles so that it's not, you don't put it on your face and you end up with this big line. So then I'm basically putting this contour wherever I put that darker foundation before. So you can see it's giving my face a nice shape. Now this Kabuki brush is perfect because it is little, just for doing the sides of your nose there. And then, so whenever I put a contour on, I just blend it out with a brush that doesn't actually have any product on it. So you can see my cheekbones now have a nice definition to them. Now, I was going to do a pink blush, but I think I'm just going to do a bronzer. So this bronzer, the Arbonne bronzer, is beautiful. It's a really beautiful product in the sense that it's quite a cool brown. Even though it is a brown, it's quite a cool brown. And it's got the tiniest amount of shimmer in it. So when you put it on, you get this really beautiful glow. And when I put bronzer or blush or whatever on my cheeks, I smile because I'm happy to be putting a face on. And it helps me hit the exact apple of my cheek. So the majority of the product is going to hit that top area of my smile bones. So I pat it on first, and then I'll just blend it out. So now I've got nice colour on my cheeks. Okay, brows. For those of you who may not have a brush like this little baby here, just go and get some disposable mascara ones from your local Priceline or Chemist Warehouse or wherever. They do packs of them of 20 for like $12 or something. So just brush your brows so that they are in a relatively good shape. And then I'm just using like a brown brow pencil, and instead of actually using the pencil, I just put it on an angle brush. It's really cool, it's a really nice little fine angle brush. Now what I'm going to do is actually go back this way and just make sure that I'm filling in any gaps that are in my brows, and then I'm going to go back the other way and finish them off. So if you don't have the greatest shaped eyebrows, you can cheat a little and you can fill them in. I'll show you on the other side what I mean, because my eyebrows are actually different shapes, just to add a bit of a challenge to my makeup every morning. So So, if you can see, this brow is actually quite a lot straighter to this point, whereas this one's got a little bit more curve. So this is where coming back this way comes in handy, because it means I can actually fill that top area. and just give it a little bit more shape, a little bit more roundness. And I'm going to go back the other way. Just give that one a little bit more colour, because once I let my hair down it'll be quite, it'll look lighter compared to my hair because it's quite dark. Ta-da! So angle brush is probably your best friend for doing your eyebrows. Some people use these things and that's totally fine. Just get your pencil and actually draw on this bit. So put some of your product on there and just use the very tip of it just to shape your eyebrows. Because then it's not, you're not using the pencil and it's not going to be a harsh line. Okay, so eyes. I generally only will use one eyeshadow. If I'm doing a really basic eye, I'll just do one and then I'll just do like a nice thick eyeliner or something like that. But tonight I'm going to use two and just show you a really simple look that will make your eyes look bigger. So use a plain, just a nice base. This one's called Linen. And just pat it in the middle there and then work it out. Pat it in the middle and then just do like little half moon strokes. And once again, what I'm doing is actually putting it in the product and then putting it in the top just to move any excess product that might be on the end of the bristles. I'm just working that through them a bit so that they're not, I don't end up with a line on my face. So if I wanted to, I would totally just do that and a line of eyeliner and mascara and I'd be done. But I'm just going to show you a really super quick eye. So this one's called Cabernet. I've chosen a purple because I've got sort of pinks and greens and purple goes really nicely with green on my outfit. So what you want to do is start in the outer corner and then just literally pat all the way in and just follow the curve of your eyeball. And it's, I say it's that simple. And some people are going to go, oh, it's not that. It is simple. Just follow your eyeball and just go from the outer corner and work your way in. And it's going to look like you're trying to be a drag queen at the start, but that's, well, actually, they do the most amazing makeups. If you haven't ever watched a YouTube clip of a drag queen doing their makeup, I suggest you do it because they are amazing. But what we're going to do is just follow that eyeball in again. And then what we're going to do is blend it out with the same brush that I used for my base with no extra product on it. You're just going to do your little half moon strokes. And I'm literally, it's almost like I'm trying to poke the back of my eye, but I'm just following that crease in my eye, between my eyelid and my brow bone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So it creates a really nice shadow, so it's lighter in the middle and goes darker on the outer corner. So if I did want to go a little bit more over the top with this look, I would put eyeliner on as well, but I'm just going to put mascara because I don't want to go too over the top. So yeah, that's it, essentially. And now what I'm going to do is get another angle brush, one that's not had my brow colour on it, I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of the darker colour that I put on the outside there. And I'm just going to do under here. So just the tiniest bit. So the pointiest bit of the angle brush is to the outside of my eye. I'm just going to do short little strokes and bring it into the middle. So I'm going to blend that out in a sec. So it looks a little harsh now. However, I'm going to get my little brush that I used before for the dark colour to apply it and just blend that out a little. Now it looks a little dark underneath my eyes. However, I'm not finished yet. And once I put mascara on, it evens it up. So, next step is mascara. I always use an eyelash curler because I have quite long but very straight eyelashes. So once I curl them, they sit really nicely. And they don't hit my sunglasses, which is a bonus. Well, they do still sometimes, but they don't hit them quite as bad as if they're straight. So, and when I curl my eyelashes, I put the curler right at the base to start with and hold it there for a sec, and then I'll just move it out a little and squeeze it again, and then I'll move it out a little and squeeze it again, and do that all the way to the tip. And then once I've finished, I'll just go back and do one last one on the back, right at the base again, just to give them that little bit of lift. So this is the Arbonne It's a Long Story mascara. I love it. It's awesome. I'm going to do one of my eyes and just show you the difference that this makes to my eyelashes, because it is slightly ridiculous. I did get asked the other day if I had false eyelashes on. I said, nope, I've just got this mascara on. Here's my business card. If you want to give it a try. Because it is absolutely beautiful. And I think that my lashes have probably grown longer since I've been using it, and they don't tend to fall out as much anymore, I find, which is nice. So you see what I mean there by I had the eyeshadow underneath my eyes and it seemed quite dark, but now that I've put my mascara on, it's evened it up. So yeah. So I see the difference between, look at the lashes on this, they look like they're not there on this side. And then I'll put my mascara on, and it's like bang, there they are, all long and beautiful. I don't need to put false lashes on. I do still like a good pair of false lashes, but it's just dinner. So, I don't ever re-dip my mascara wand when I do the bottoms. I just literally use what's left. So that's it. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, I contemplated doing a purple lip, but it's quite purple, and you know, I will do it because it's nice and it tastes good. So the only thing you have to be careful with when you do a bold lip is you have to make sure that you apply it really well and not wonky, because it's gonna stand out if you do that. So yeah, that's it. Nicely contoured cheeks, a relatively easy eye, and purple lips. So that's it. That's my first tutorial video done. Hope you liked it. If you've got any questions, if you've got any feedback, please let me know. Comment in the comments, send me a message. So yeah, that's it. Signing off. Thanks very much for watching.